Hi everyone, I'm back again with another bowl cooking video, and in this video we're making peppered chicken jollof rice with fried plantain and pepper sauce for 100 people. So this was sponsored by Vidland real estate agency. They are here in Abuja for all your real estate work. So as usual, I'm gonna start with my protein. This is the first thing I do whenever I'm cooking anything in bulk. They cut the chicken into 4 pieces per chicken, and this is about 27 chicken, which is roughly 102 or 3 pieces. Yeah. So yeah, I washed the chicken with a lot of salt and lots of clean water. In this particular episode, I did not use vinegar or lemon juice to clean my chicken because I was out of that, and I didn't really notice until it was time, to start the cooking process. But then you can also use salt to clean your protein. Okay. So I kept getting this question: do you do this alone? Do you do that alone? Honestly, oftentimes 90% to 95% of the time I do this while cooking almost alone. But one thing I don't do is the washing of the pot. I have someone that does that, but for the cooking, the prepping, I mostly do that on my own. So here I added some water, some thyme, ginger, garlic paste, lots of onions, seasoning, and salt. And then this is gonna be the base that's gonna cook my chicken. I often get this question: why are you not steaming the chicken first before adding water to cook it thoroughly? If you understand how bulk cooking works, you won't ask that question. Some people feel I don't know how to cook because I use this method. You can't use that other method when you're cooking in bulk, simply because broilers, this particular soft chicken, easily gets broken into pieces by mere touch when it's cooked. So you can imagine steaming, then turning using turning stick and all of that. It's gonna just get broken into pieces, and we wouldn't want that. Okay, so the best way to do is make sure you season that water with enough herbs, spices, and seasoning, then go in with your chicken and allow that to cook. So after cooking my chicken, as you can see, it is time for me to fry my chicken. Normally, you just add vegetable oil, some onion slices, and then arrange your chicken, to fry. Like I said, we cut the chicken into 1/4 per chicken, meaning 4 pieces per chicken. So it's gonna be bigger than the regular size you see elsewhere. When it comes to this Eat Good Food project by Chef Amos, I try as much as I can to, make sure the quality of the food is the same quality of food that I will normally eat. It's the same quality of food that I would love someone to give me when I'm also a needy or something like that. I don't know if I'm making sense. So I often get these questions: who sponsors all this feeding project? Honestly speaking, sometimes I use my money to do this. Other times I use the donation sent into my account. Yes. Every day I look up to several credit alerts, 500 naira, 50 naira, 100 naira, as much as even 150. I think that was the highest I got this month, 150,000. So yeah, your small donations also make this project successful. And mind you, during this Ramadan period, as I was actively cooking this feeding project, my mom back in my hometown with my aunties and others are cooking every single day from your donations, and it's being shared to the hospitals, the elderly, the handicaps, and what have you. So I don't know, but it's something that I couldn't, ask for a video to show you guys. But I didn't even cook as much as they did back there, because you know how Ramadan is. I think we cooked only about 10 times during this month or less. but we're hoping by next year we'll plan properly and cook every single day. But for my mom, she literally cooks every single day from the donations you sent. Now, after frying your chicken, I'm going to make the pepper sauce. I added my fried vegetable oil, some ginger garlic paste. That ginger garlic paste has a bit of green and yellow scotch bonnet pepper for that aroma and flavor. And then I added lots of onions. I'm going to fry this thoroughly. This is very, very important. This will actually differentiate you differentiate you and someone that did not know how to cook, because knowing how to cook is knowing when to add ingredients, when to allow ingredients infuse and all of that. I make sure my ginger garlic paste onions are well fried before going in with my pepper mix. This is predominantly, like, let me say 90-95% bell peppers or satashi, because when you're cooking in bulk, you don't want it spicy, especially if you're giving it out to the needy, because you don't know how tolerant those that are receiving the food are. So yeah, I make sure that when I'm cooking in bulk, I cook the way that even if you have ulcer, if you are not tolerant to spice, you can actually enjoy the food. So I added some thyme, curry, more spices, seasoning, and that's that for my spice. So sorry, for my sauce. And then in this large pot, we're going to make the rice. I started off by adding my vegetable oil, then the remaining ginger garlic paste. This is very, very crucial. Some thyme, and then my tomato paste. Now, this is one secret. I added some onions here. This is one beautiful trick or secret to making the perfect jollof rice. If your base is perfect, trust me, your jollof rice is gonna turn out great. And the first thing is, fry everything you see in this pot very well, so all the tartness or the sourness from the tomato paste is gone. If it's not gone, you won't end up with the best jollof rice. Let me use it that way. So as you can see, it is well fried. I'm going to go in with my tomato pepper blend. This is strictly tomatoes, pepper. I added some curry, thyme, jollof rice spice, salt, seasoning, and every other spice I need for this jollof rice. Now I'm going to stir everything together, cover, and let this fry thoroughly until it looks like a stew, a very rich stew. You will know your jollof rice base is done when oil is literally floating on top and the aroma is everywhere. If you miss this particular step, I don't know what you're doing. You're not making jollof, because I've seen people add the blended tomatoes. Once it's boiled, they will add water and rice, and that's it. Look at this. From the look, you can tell this is well fried, and this is gonna give us the best jollof rice. And jollof rice made like this actually lasts longer than the normal jollof rice. You just do pa. In no time you're done. No, take your time to actually build flavors so everything infuses well. And mind you, we're cooking for 100 people. So yeah, the oil is not too much before you come for me, because I kept getting comments like that especially from people abroad, other cultures, other language. I don't know how to put it. Most especially the white people, they will keep this is too much oil, as if they understand how we cook our delicacies. I don't understand. You have no knowledge of what we cook here, but you are quick to comment on how someone should cook. Please, you guys should stop that. It is not nice. I kept getting that particular question. You use too much oil in cooking. Have you cooked for 50, let me say even 20 people before? No, you haven't. So why are you suggesting anything? You are in no position to suggest anything, provided you haven't even tried what I do. Anyways, let me know the weight. I added water, allowed that to boil, added my rice, and let that cook completely. Remember, when cooking jollof rice, it is partly cooked and then partly steamed. And this is what we have. As you can see, the rice looking all fluffy and nice. I use big bowl rice. Gaskiya, I love big bowl rice because let me use it in the bulk cooking perspective. it just swells beautifully. You add a little in the pot, and before you know, it will just swells and fill the pot. Now for my plantain, of course, I'm gonna cut that, cut into pieces, peel cut into pieces, and then fry in hot vegetable oil till it becomes golden brown. And that's literally how to fry plantains. I do not add salt to my plantain. I see no reason why I should do that, but yeah, some people do that and it's totally okay. Everybody has his own way of cooking things, but stop telling me you didn't add salt, you didn't do this. I know what I'm doing. Yeah, so here's my plantain, and once that is done, we are pretty much ready and set to package this food and deliver to the sponsor for them to share. For this particular episode, I did not share the food. They took charge in doing that, and it actually helped is my work. This food was shared to the needy in the mosques and the areas where they need this food, and it went out in time for iftar, alhamdulillah. So yeah, we got 100 plates. I don't know, I'm accurate about that. We got 100 plates, and this is me just adding the rice. As you can see, it is very, very nice. It didn't clump together. This is the beauty of big bowl rice. I added my plantain, I added my fried chicken, and then I'm going to add my pepper sauce, and that's literally it. Usually I do garnish my food with maybe spring onions, maybe parsley or stuff like that. But honestly speaking, at this point, I do most of those things alone. Sometimes I did not have the strength to do that, coupled with the fact that I was fasting also. Yeah, it hasn't been easy. So yeah, this is what the final result looks like. And I'm just trying to show you up close in different angles. Trust me, this is 100 because I kept getting this question. It doesn't look like this is 100. Even the other counter tabletop is filled with food, and even my outside, my corridor kitchen is usually filled with these takeaways. I just can't show you everything because it isn't just possible. Okay, but trust me, these are 100 packs, but you will see that in a bit when I put everything in the paper bags for distribution. So if you want to sponsor the Eat Good Food Project, if you're not a brand, it's totally free to sponsor this Eat Good Food Project. Any amount is appreciated. My account details for Sadaqah, that account is strictly for Sadaqah, is there in all of my posts, so you can actually donate there. But as a brand, if you want to feature in this Eat Good Food Project, then you have to pay the host, which is me, and then you have to sponsor the whole cooking process and also pay every other thing that is needed. So I added water, I added the beverage, the napkin, the cutlery, and this is what we have after. Package looks so beautiful and amazing. I'm gonna take this to the car, and that's it, guys. Thank you.